Hey there, welcome back to another motivational moment with Coach Tami. Today we're talking about the importance of risk taking. The importance of risk taking. Listen, the idea of risk taking is one many of us have played with, but far too often on this road, we actually don't find ourselves taking those risks. And we have to ask ourselves why. And honestly, it's a real simple thought because taking a risk can be scary, right? Jumping into the world of the unknown is not an easy task. Listen, I understand the fear of making a move that could result in loss or failure. The mere thought of taking a chance on doing something out of the ordinary, something outside your realm of normalcy, can really shake you. Now, listen, if you're anything like me, I used to hear the phrase, "Oh, take a risk," or if I could just be funny for a second, from my one of my favorite movies, Coming to America, when they're on the train and he finally reveals himself to Lisa, King Akeem, Prince Akeem. He finally reveals himself to Lisa, and the lady on the train goes, "Go ahead, honey, take a chance." Right? When we hear take a chance, take that risk, we automatically think that it's something that's not planned, or it's a poorly executed movement that it still will ultimately end in failure and wasted resources. But here's the thing, on the other side of risk, that's really oftentimes not true. I've learned that even in taking a risk, you still have to operate in wisdom and precision and planning to increase your probability at achieving your end goal. Taking a risk is merely learning how to get out of your own way. It's learning how to break out of societal norms, away from family expectations, away from worldly standards, and watch, even self imposed boxes we place ourselves in. While it's true that taking a risk again can result in failure, guess what? The same thing can ring true by staying in the same place, doing the same thing over and over and over. Truth is, the chance of failure doesn't just exist in the arena of the unknown, it can also exist in the arena of the known. What do I mean? You can still fail staying in the same thing that you're comfortable and used to doing. Just because you're comfortable, just because you know how to do it, just because you've done it 1,000 times, doesn't mean that you're not going to fail. Truth of the matter is, staying stuck can actually cause you more failure than taking a risk. And then there are a few things that, or a few reasons that we should take risks, because taking risk, although again it can present with a number of failures, it can actually be profitable to you in many ways. So let me just give you a few. First of all, taking risk allows you to create new opportunities. You actually put yourself in position to achieve the goal you set out to do, and can potentially open doors to opportunities you didn't even know existed. Some of us have been looking for and wanting and desiring different opportunities, but staying in the same place, waiting for the opportunities to come up instead of taking that chance and taking a risk and going out there and learning and understanding that as you go and as you move and as you try, that doors and opportunities open up for you. So listen, stop missing opportunities meant for us because we feel the pull of the risk, but we don't answer the call of the risk. And again, why? Because sometimes not taking the risk means that certain doors remain closed to you. Here's another thing you got to understand, you will win. Listen, whether it's reaching that set goal or learning the lesson in the midst of failure, you still win. You win why? Because you can potentially learn a new skill, you can learn about a new industry, you can make connections. Here's my favorite part, you can actually learn more about yourself. Some of us don't operate in certain things, or some of us don't learn new things because we have put limitations on ourselves. Taking a risk removes the limitations that you put on yourself and saying what you can and cannot do. Taking the risk opens the door not only to new opportunities, but to new levels that's locked up inside of you. So take that risk. Listen, there is great stretching and great learning in taking risks. Third, you'll tear down the wall of stagnation. Listen, going nowhere is going to lead you nowhere. Some of us are stagnant because we're scared to make that first step. Listen, even if you make that first step and you falter a little bit or you stumble, you know, first of all, you got to trust that the circle that you have a good circle around you so that even as you're taking risk, if you falter and fall, guess what? They'll catch you and they'll uphold you. But you can't stay stagnant in this season. You can't want to go somewhere but not actually doing anything to get you there. And watch this. Even if your movement is slow, I want somebody to really hear me. Even if your movement is slow, progressing will always be better than complacency. And lastly, and I'm gonna let you go on with the rest of your day. When you take the risk, you beat the monster called fear. The presence of fear has the ability to defeat us first in our minds and cripple our movement. But when you take a risk, you learn how to defeat all those thoughts, all those voices, and all of the opinions that are present only to keep you small and disconnected from your destiny. I want somebody to be encouraged on today. It is time to take that risk. It is time to meet your destiny. It is time to stop playing small and stagnant. It is time to stop being afraid. Listen, you can still win in failure. You can learn in failure. Guess what? There's another version of you that has to be unlocked, but it won't be unlocked in the same place. There are opportunities in this vast world and the resources that God has given unto us that are waiting for you. So get up, get moving, and take that risk. I hope that was helpful to somebody on today. We'll see you next week for our next motivational moment.